Graduates, remain standing, and guests, please rise as we open our ceremony with the Affton High School Band under the direction of Ryan Lupka playing our national anthem, followed by our alma mater. Lyrics to the alma mater are located in your graduation program. You may be seated. Parents and guardians, friends and families, Board of Education, fellow students, and most importantly, about to be graduates. It is my honor, yes, it is my honor as principal to welcome you to the class of 2020 commencement ceremony, 2022. We skipped 2 years, but that's not what I'm trying to do now. At this point, I would like to introduce our distinguished guests. I ask if they're present, if they please stand to be recognized. High School Assistant Principal, Dr. John Langhans. High School Assistant Principal, Mr. David Gillian. Activities Director, Mr. Chris Kapler. All those wonderful young people in yellow that volunteered to be our ushers tonight. At the back of the stadium, we have our distinguished staff and faculty. And our Affton Board of Education. President Michelle Burford. Treasurer Justin Carney. Director Jordan Levinson. Director Bridget Cinnamon. Director Patricia Zahn. And now please welcome our leader, Superintendent Dr. Travis Brock.
Thanks, Dr. Myers. First, I'd like to welcome everyone who put in a lot of work and effort to make this event happen. So our staff, from our administration to our secretaries, our custodians, our maintenance workers, all of the individuals that are making this event extra special through our video presentations and everything you can think of. So lots of work went into this, and I really appreciate all their hard work. Also, thanks to all of you who came out to attend. And so we appreciate you coming out specifically for this event, but then also thank you for supporting all of our graduates. Without your support, they may not be here tonight. And then obviously, congratulations to graduates of class of 2022. I'm not sure this is the graduation you envisioned. Maybe it's beyond what you envisioned, but nevertheless, you deserve it. I know that I wasn't with you every single day of your high school career or even your senior year, but rest assured, I was following your accomplishments. And so even if it was just scrolling through social media, I noticed what you were doing, and I'm very proud of you. In fact, consider me one of your biggest fans. As you transition into being an Affton alumni, I can't wait to see what you'll do next and where you'll go next. At the same time, rest assured, you have a place right back here in Affton, and we'd love to see you back in this community. We have a great community, we have a great school district, and you should be very proud of yourself because you're just as capable as any graduate anywhere. Simply put, you are Affton strong. Congratulations. I'd like to introduce the Affton High School Choir under the direction of Mr. Dale Fernley.
Thank you to our musical students. We appreciate your accompaniment. While each and every graduate has put their mark on the entire Affton community, some were lucky enough to have been here their entire school career. Please stand up, graduates, if you've attended Affton School District from kindergarten through 12th grade. You may be seated. Affton High School has a long tradition of many of our students joining the military after their graduation. So if you are a graduate that has enlisted to serve our country after graduation, please rise. You may be seated. In recent years, Affton High School moved from the valedictorian and salutatorian system to a system that allows all academic success stories to be recognized. The Latin honors system we utilize recognizes high academic achievement over a student's four-year career at Affton High School. At this time, with the students wearing bronze cords representing the honor of cum laude and a cumulative GPA of 3.45 to 3.59, please stand to be recognized. You may be seated. Students wearing silver cords representing the honor of magna cum laude and a GPA of 3.6 to 3.84, please stand. You may be seated. And finally, those students wearing gold cords representing the highest of honor, summa cum laude, and a cumulative GPA of 3.85 or higher, please stand to be recognized. You may be seated. This year, the entire senior class was invited to audition for two coveted graduation speaker positions. Students submitted potential graduation speeches, and a panel of judges selected the top two. Thank you to all of our seniors who submitted a speech. It was not an easy choice, as you all have a special story to tell. Please welcome to the stage our first graduation speaker, Medina Band Ali.
Thank you, Dr. Myers. Raise a glass to freedom. Raise a glass to all of us, telling the story of today. Good evening, and on behalf of the class of 2022, I would first like to welcome all of the parents, faculty, alumni, distinguished guests, my beloved manager from my job, Chelsea Rose, friends and families for joining us on this special day. I would especially like to welcome my brother who flew 5,000 miles from London to celebrate this special day with us. It is an honor. Thank you. It is an honor and a privilege to stand here today and proudly represent the graduating class of 2022. Let me begin by saying that I live in two worlds. One is a world of wisdom, knowledge, and creativity. A world filled with people who have been my mentors, so many of whom have shaped my life and my fellow students' lives, imperishibly and forever. I would like to use this opportunity and express my deepest gratitude towards those loyal and courageous people. But my second world is by far superior. My second one is populated with people slightly less eccentric, but supremely real, made of flesh and bone, full of love, and my ultimate inspiration for everything. I would like to mention my immigrant parents and say thank you. Thank you for your unconditional love, unwavering support, countless sacrifices that have opened many doors for me to grow and succeed, and for all the little big and small things you have taught me along the way. Thank you. There is one more person that I have to call out individually because their impact in my life has been too great for me to group them with everyone else. And that person is my brother, Abdullah. He has been my rock and my mentor, not just through high school, but through my entire life. And he has laid the foundation for me to live my life to the fullest without the fear of who and what I am. I just want to say to him, dear brother, I love you more than you can ever imagine. Thank you. Now, to my fellow graduates, congratulations, my friends. We made it. 1,375 days ago, we walked into the brick buildings of Affton High School, and we are definitely not the same people who are walking out today. In just 4 years, so much has changed, and so many stories have been written, each one uniquely leading to this very special day. Our journey did not come without sacrifices, challenges, and determination, but we persevered. This is a proud day for all of us. To share my personal story, I immigrated to the United States 6 years ago. As an immigrant and freshman, I was nervous, scared, and self-conscious about everything. I asked a lot of questions about everything. One of my friends, who was quite tired of answering each question and each specific part, summarized everything by saying, if Affton shuts its gates, it could be its own country. I did not understand what she meant at the time, but as I walked through this place every day for the past 3 years and experienced one hectic year of COVID, I was struck by how true this idea was. I saw it everywhere, the Affton Nation. I saw it in big and obvious things. We had our own version of the Statue of Liberty, the Cougar statue, our own president and student council, our own music and entertainment, and most importantly, our own passports to a world of creativity and innovation. It doesn't matter what your background is, as long as you put in the hard work and dedication, the gates to the American dreams open wide for you here at Affton. In my sophomore years in Honors English 2 class with Mrs. Cardea, we were reading poems by celebrated poets and novels by amazing authors. And as a literature lover, I dreamed of having the ability to write like them, to talk, give speeches, and share my story with as many people as possible. But it just seemed so far away. Throughout these 4 short years, with the help of Mr. Jennings, we were able to meet and ask questions from those poets, authors, and changemakers. Affton made me feel I too could be them. I too could do remarkable things and have the power to shape history and not just be passively shaped by it. With the help of a speech and debate club, shout out to Ms. Vaughn, I was able to compete in school district competitions, write and give speeches, and become the best version of myself in those short years. Though that has been some of my accomplishments, as a class, our accomplishments are far more impressive and wide-ranging. We won state championships, award-winning artists and published writers, state officers, college-bound athletes, computer programmers, medical researchers, and many, many more. As our 4 bright high school years draw to a close, we, as the class of 2022, now prepare for a new journey. Life after graduation will be daunting, but we will face these new opportunities head on. We have been blessed and inspired by amazing educators, administration, We have been blessed and inspired by amazing educators, administrations, and coaches who ignited our curiosity, challenged us, raised the bar of excellence, and who always encouraged the discouraged. Class of 2022, we have been taught to be bright, hardworking, and strong-minded individuals that will surely push boundaries, break ceilings, and challenge the status quo. This Affton class of 2022 realize that you are tomorrow. Work diligently and with purpose, because looking forward, our future sure looks bright with all of you shaping it. As we prepare to leave here today and begin the next phase of our journey, I wish each and every one of you all the success and happiness in the world as you strive to fulfill your dreams. Wherever we go, may we never forget where we came from. No matter where we go, we can always call Affton home. Thank you.
Graduates, families, and friends, Ms. Madison Peruka.
Hello, Affton Cougars, teachers, faculty and staff, and families. Now, I hope you're all comfortable because I'm about to recite my 50-page research paper. I switched it up. No, just kidding. So I do ask that you bear with me for just a little bit because I did do some research. Okay, so as powerful predators in the wild, cougars are generally believed to lead solitary lives. Contrary to popular belief, these creatures live within complex social hierarchies. Living within these social structures, they are subject to sharing their territories and food. As I was researching this, I couldn't help but think how similar the cougars behave in comparison to the high school cafeteria. Now, just like the cougars quarrel over their latest prey, you've got friends coming left and right when you win the Papa John's pizza on Friday. In the lunchroom, there's plenty of room for growing friendships and for entertainment. But these seemingly vital aspects of life were stripped away in isolation. Having lived in isolation for a prolonged period of time, I think we can all confidently agree that humans are social creatures. They're reliant on others, just like the apex predator, the cougar. Yes, the pandemic redefined the term isolation. However, isolation has and always will be a persistent threat to our well-being. Whether it is conscious or not, as humans, we have a tendency to be self-reliant when life becomes overwhelming. Our support system seems to vanish, and in these moments, we're blinded by our own selfishness. But here's the thing to remember. You are not alone in that. When cougars feel threatened, they tend to become aggressive and hostile. Yes, this is a common process, but it's unhealthy and unrewarding. You may not realize it, but the people around you are still cheering you on, right, families? They're still cheering you on at important events, and they're checking in on you after a long day. Frankly, I would say that it's too difficult to continuously try to do everything on your own. Trust me, I've tried. But this is a hard truth that I've had to accept. The ability to be vulnerable has transformed my life and my perception of the community that surrounds me. To be vulnerable is to put yourself out on the line, to push through the discomfort necessary for a breakthrough. Coach Walker, in the back there, Coach Walker likes to call it being comfortable with the uncomfortable. Except when he says it, it really means that we need to run a 5K in 100-degree heat. So I wouldn't trust it when he says it, but listen to me. Anyways, vulnerability is necessary for growth. Vulnerability is necessary to be authentic. Vulnerability can sometimes be scary. And the best way I can describe this feeling is comparing it to feeling like you're prey in the wide open wilderness, susceptible to the elements. But you're not prey. You're a predator, a cougar. And you're ready to be seen. You're strong enough to. You're strong enough to be exposed. Now, moving forward, whether you like it or not, we learned how to be vulnerable in classroom discussions. It's fundamental. This year, we just have to be thankful it wasn't over Google Meet. Now, these discussions are where some of the hardest conversations in school take place. Maybe it's just because you're being graded on it. Anyways, an impactful discussion requires vulnerability from two parties, one willing to share and one willing to hear the other's opinion. This is when stagnation and closed-mindedness can be overcome. Vulnerability can lead to real change. It leads to new understanding of society and even the people we've grown up with, just like the people you see around you. Thinking back, you've also participated in a number of competitions. Think of academic, sport, musical, or class competitions here, but you can fill in the blank. Do you remember what it takes to win? It takes self-sacrifice. This could mean dressing up like a fool on spirit days, jumping into a random pool for a scavenger hunt, being dragged down in a blanket for chariot races on sports night. And yes, it's embarrassing, but you do it for the greater good. You do it for the win. Take, for instance, soccer goalies. I know we have a few out there. In the last line of defense, they're responsible for throwing themselves in the way of an incoming ball. In the same manner, Cougars put themselves in the way of an oncoming threat. They're willing to do what's best for those that surround them. No, I don't mean like throwing yourself in front of a bus, but I encourage you to step outside of your comfort zone, to realize that these situations result in true and lasting moments, the best memories. It is by practicing vulnerability that the class of 2022 has become an impressive and unified force, a force that has been able to impact others. No matter where you go, you have and always will be an Affton Cougar. As a powerful predator about to step out into the wilderness, you must be ready to overcome, which you are, and you're ready to adapt, and you are ready to be seen. Knowing that you're not alone and surrounded by a bunch of other classmates about to do the same thing, be willing to take a courageous step forward into the uncertainty of your future. Fellow graduates, we've got this. Thank you.
Speaking of courageousness, let's give those ladies another round of applause, as tonight is when they found out there was a delay between what we say and what we hear, and it is a struggle of here. Many cultures share the tradition of the phoenix, the mythological bird that rises out of the ashes and the destruction of the past. It is in the most simple imagery the best way to convey any revival. In the next year or so, you're going to hear that illusion more and more. It's a story that's told after the burning is already over and the rebuilding is beginning. When most folks think or talk about that story, they want to focus on the revival part, that symbol of grace and redemption, the beautiful, colorful bird arching into the blue sky, gliding toward the future with a great hope and promise. But like Octavia Butler reminded us, in order to rise from its own ashes, a phoenix first must burn. And I don't think I need to tell you what that looks or feels like. You started your high school career with a normal that was absolutely incinerated by a global pandemic. It burned you. There were memories and traditions lost that you really didn't have a choice but to be along for the ride. I felt like we were the canaries in the mine. You know, the ones that are deep in the mine with the miners, and the role is to test the air, to ensure there's an alert when things aren't safe. For the miners, the healthy canary means the air is safe and the work can continue. If the canary becomes ill, it's time to abort the mission. The whole country seemed to be very cautiously coming out of the shutdown when we started this year, yet we weren't really actually sure how to come back together safely. Just like the miners with the canary, the schools reopened to lead the way for society. Quite literally, I believe many of our sections of our community watched to see how we would fare. They watched, they endured endless email notifications, and we walked the halls together, all of us. If you would have asked me in July, I would have said that the story of your senior year, at least the beginning of it, would have been how COVID-19 affected your events. Little did I know. We prepared for your arrival. We prepared for the stress and anxiety we knew would come. Little did we know, though, We worked tirelessly to have action plans to help you catch up academically, knowing that your time with us had been interrupted and surely would have produced gaps in learning. We were so naive as to what was about to happen. The first days of school started with a special sunrise event right on the front lawn of Affton High School. Seeing everyone together doing the Affton traditional things was uplifting. It was the very first time that I had the thought that we were indeed witnessing the rise of the Phoenix. We were coming out of the ashes of this pandemic, and this was happening. We were back. Life lessons emerge in all times, and first quarter was nothing if it wasn't a life lesson. Trauma, isolation, and fear for extended periods of times creates unnerving situations. For what felt like the longest 3 months ever, I wrote letters home, to the community, to families, and to you, the students. While I never said it in the letters, the theme we all discussed behind closed doors was that no one is okay. The kids aren't okay, the families aren't okay, the teachers aren't okay, the administration is not okay, and our community as a whole was not okay. We literally had a crisis almost every single day. And on each of those days, the contact tracing, parent notifications, and staff notifications were nonstop. And yet at the core, we knew you needed things to be back to being familiar. No, not normal, because that's maybe an outdated concept now. But familiarity is really, really important. It's an indicator of us adjusting to our new conditions. Normal would have been to acknowledge what had changed. Familiar allowed for adjustments needed, but also kept a high level of respect for the traditions of the past. We moved our events to safer spaces, but we still had them. Our outside fall pep rally filled the community with the familiar sounds of the student body cheering and having fun in this very stadium. It was a welcomed moment of familiarity. We moved our homecoming dance to the back parking lot, and you all turned up. And again, you celebrated, danced, cheered, and from a distance, our community could hear this happening. The Phoenix was rising. It wasn't a smooth rising. Anyone remember the weather that day? I was in my office just riddled with anxiety as the weather all around us was unstable at best. I reached out to every weatherman in St. Louis. By the way, I don't know any of them. Just hoping that one of them would give me a little bit of hope that we could make this happen. And then it came. It was the moment I had to make the decision, one way or the other. I remember trying to decide if we could have the dance the next night, which was forecast to be clear. Good thing I didn't. It was a rainy mess that night. In the chaos, though, I was alone in my office. I closed my eyes and literally said out loud, "Just give me a sign so I know what to do for these kids." I took a deep breath, and when I opened my eyes and looked out that window to the east, there was the most amazingly, stunningly beautiful rainbow, and I knew we were having that dance. I made the call, which meant texting, calling, and emailing all families and students. I did tell everyone to come prepared because we might end up dancing in the rain, but we were having that dance. I took another deep breath because that's how hard stressful decisions need to be made. You weigh your options, you make the choice, and then you don't look back. In that exact moment, the skies opened up and rained. I think I almost had a heart attack. Parents emailed, called, and texted, and the nicest thing that was said was, "Are you crazy?" We all know how kind and soft-spoken we can be in Affton when we disagree. But within a few moments, the rain had passed, and it didn't rain a single drop on us during that dance. Not one drop. Now, we did make sure to get the heck out of here because 20 minutes after we were supposed to end the dance, it was scheduled to, and it did rain. I do have to admit, though, I really would have loved the memory of dancing with you all in the rain. But that's also what we've learned to do this year. Take the sunshine, take the rainbows, when and how they're given, and get out of the way when the rain comes, like your senior barbecue. Because when the fire is over, when you clear your lungs and breathe in the pure hope for a better tomorrow, you rise. You, class of 2022, are our phoenix. While we can rehash all the changes and challenges the pandemic pushed upon you, the real story of the class of 2022 is not about the fire. It's about rising from the fire as a new, original, and fresh generation. You mark my words, you are our hope. The phoenix suffers many burns in its process, you can be sure, but each scrape, each singe, each inflammation becomes a part of the powerful tapestry of its character. Since you're maybe old enough to read Bukowski now, I'll leave you with another quote. What matters most is how well you walk through the fire. You did this. You are sitting here because you found a way to surf that wind, although the fire was still all around you, and catch flight. You have added to the tapestry of your character the great wingspan of your ability to act with agency in this world, and it will carry you, I promise, over and out of the fire every time. Over the course of the rest of your life, when you're facing what looks like an insurmountable challenge, and the voices all around you barrage you with doubts, like, oh, I'm not sure you can do this. Or when you make a real mistake and people around you question, how will you ever bounce back from that? Your inner strength is going to look them right in the face and say with deep purple Affton pride, watch me rise. Class of 2022, we love all of you. Mr. Gillian, Dr. Langens, Mr. Kapler, and I congratulate you on this special accomplishment. It is my privilege to now present the graduating class of 2022. Distinguished members of the Affton School Board, I certify that these students have fulfilled all the necessary requirements as outlined by the Missouri Department of Secondary Education to legally and rightfully obtain their high school diploma. At this time, senior class sponsors, Ms. Caitlin Ward and Mrs. Jennifer Pickett, will assist by announcing all diploma recipients. Please be considerate of each graduate, allowing for their names to be announced and heard by all.
Layla Adamovich. Amar Advik. Samuel Barr. Gianni Bailey. Jonah Baker. Brianna Baldwin. Brandon Balmer. Medina Bandali. Logan Barrett. Dominic Belpolzi. Abigail Bennett. Victoria Bussey. Claire Burmester. Madeline Bruner. Vernon Brown. Connor Brosnan. Peyton Branham. Melena Bowers. Aubrey Bowen. Chloe Boonme. Daniel Bessinger. Evelyn Berger. Abigail Berger. Molly Carney. Bryant Carter. Alisa Carthon. Thomas Sella. Sean Chaplin. Brianna Chase. Tristan Chiodini. Alex Crocker. Tyler Claywell. Seth Daniels. Dakota Day. Maya Franklin. Alex Fisher. Sammy Finch. Spencer Ferguson Spies. Nina Edwards. Tabitha Easterwood. Ryan Dyke. Jalen Duncan. Gloria Delgado. Stuart Dean. Melissa Dedich. Caitlin Fritz. Guido Garamella. Nicholas Gliomas. Grace Grana. Carlos Granados Monch. Kara Grass. Riley Greer. Paige Galarmo. Thomas Harrelson. Ethan Heberly. Hayden Hill. Joe Jimmis. Tyler Jenkins. Ethan Jenkins. Abby Jasinski. Brandon James. Jane Ireland. Farid Husetovich. Brennan Hahn. Andrew Hobson. Ashley Hopeful. Amber Hopeful. Jordan Johnson. Tyler Johnson. Alexander Johnston. Asia Carwan. Marwa Carwan. Kelsey Keck. Alexia Kent. Zoe Kirk. Caitlin Clentz. David Clopel. Isabella Koff. Nirma Krantic. Eddie Humanovich. Brandon Lynch. Austin Lynch. Jemiah Lindsay. Isabella Leba. Tori Leonard Heller. Dominic Ledbetter. Matthew Lanneman. James Lance. Ben Kuhn. Paul Kreezer. Corey Manuel. Deja Matthews. Abby Mayer. Willem McCourt. Courtney Mendenhall. Emily Myers. Gage Meckel. Olivia Morton. Jalen Mujanovich. Janan Muminovich. Elma Muratovich. Samuel Neef. Hannah Fong. Wardell Perry. Madison Peruka. Kenneth Paulus. Connor Paulus. Nera Osanovich. Adine Omer Bogovich. Joseph Olvera. Adem Nixick? Nixick, sorry. Zoe No. Nicole Hurtado. Anna Previak. Ellie Prosser. Cody Recht. Toby Renshaw. Alessandra Rojas. Michael Roth. Matthew Rollins. Elena Ruck. Abigail Rule. Tucker Sawyer. Sour, sorry. Abigail Simpson. Melissa Silchovich. Justin Siegel. Lucas Shaw. Jessica Shannon. Helen Shannon. Jack Schwartzfeger. No. Sorry, Jack. Weston Getchman Schroeder. Mia Schlittig. Aiden Tukanovic. John Shear. Jordan Smith. Mallory Smith. Marissa Smith. Lexi Spangler. Ellie Spangler. Gabe Staggs. Kelvin Staggs. Madeline Steen. Paige Stevens. Emilio Stewart. Lanu Soare. Heaven Treadwell. Alexander Tran. Nicholas Traber. Sophia Thomas. Ashley Taylor. Douglas Tag. Layla Tadzik. Dominic Summers. Riley Sticka. Cody Sticka. Killian Stewart. Hannah Tuller. Mia Turner. Cade Verbal. Nyat Bo. Nyat Vu. Jacob Walterman. Elijah Walker. Cole Westermeyer. Edward White. Abigail Williams. Cameron Williams. Monterio Williams. Samuel Williams. Caleb Wilkie. Marcus Wolf. Sarah Ray. Alyssa Yunt. Thomas Zwilling.
Would all the graduates please stand? parents, guardians, and friends, please stay seated until all graduates have left the field. Thank you to everyone here in person, those watching the live stream, and all along the way who have provided support to bring these young people to this defining moment. We ask that all remain safe as you leave and celebrate with your graduate. Again, ushers will release the stands by row once the graduates have left the field. It gives me great pleasure to announce the class of 2022 has formally graduated from Affton High School. Congratulations!